Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today. It's gonna be a Teran versus Zerg on the map Site Delta, the AI edition, of course. And we have got ourselves a great Teran and a Zerg. More importantly, though, a bot versus bot. And in the bottom left, we've got none other than the top bot itself, Eris. And taking on Eris is going to be not really the new kid on the block because it's an old bot, but seems to be a more active bot than previously. It's going to be DominionDog, the Teran bot, taking on Eris. And yeah, we're going to see how well it's going to be able to do today against the top bot. So playing against Eris is always a good test to see where a bot is. And we've got DominionDog already opening up with double racks. So I get the feeling we may see some Reapers here. I'm wondering where that SCV is going. Keeping an eye on it. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far into this one, make sure to go ahead and click that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber and you enjoy these bot videos. We're getting really close to that 10,000 subscriber mark. Leave a comment saying more bots if you do want to see more of these bots or more DominionDog, or maybe you just like dogs in general. Let me know in the comments down below, as that does help with the YouTube algorithm. I enjoy casting these games, but I only do cast them because you guys enjoy watching them. Which is why, even though I'm in a hotel room right now, I'm casting them. I've got a very ghetto setup going on right now, but it seems to be working. I brought my proper microphone this time, but the microphone is mounted in a very rough fashion to, like, I think it's like a shoe rack or something, because the desk that I intended to mount my microphone on actually just has rounded edges, so I can't get like the clamp on it or anything. So basically that means that yes, I've had to make do, and as a result, it's a little bit wonky. I posted a picture in the Discord of such microphone. If you want to see it, you can join the Discord, which is linked down below. I am just gonna turn down the sound a teensy weensy bit here, as usually happens with these changing of setups. The audio levels are always different a little bit, and so yeah, things are a little bit different, but we do have the Reapers starting to poke Eris. DominionDog hasn't been able to kill a drone. Great drone micro by Eris. The fact that the bot authors programmed such survivability into the drones. We did see a couple of Lings go down, and actually saw an Overlord perish too. We may see yet another Overlord die. However, this one is running towards safe ground. So that is good, as Eris can't really, or doesn't really want to be delayed any more than that. DominionDog seems to have fairly simple programming when it comes to the Reapers. They take damage, they retreat, making the most usage of that regen mechanic on the Reapers. Then they come back on in. Now this queen, she could be in a little bit of trouble. There's another queen on the way, but so far Eris has not produced any more Zerglings, so Eris actually a little bit vulnerable to these timing attacks, with how it does tend to go greedy on those 3 bases. So DominionDog is looking to punish that, as it's just pumping out more and more Reapers off the back of 2 bases. The speed mining just means more Reapers than in a usual game of StarCraft 2. That being said, they definitely do need to get some damage done. We see Eris producing more and more Lings. Ling speed is also done. So those Reapers, I don't know if their micro is going to cut it. It depends whether they actually run from these Lings, or even if they do, they could be in trouble here. Eris really is just pumping out more and more Lings, so even though there was a moment of panic, it is showing us why it's the best bot when it comes to just survivability. Like, it is the macro test bot if you want to test how well your bot does, because it doesn't die to cheeses. Now these Reapers could be in a bit of trouble. Eris actually setting up a bit of a surround, or going for a run by, which is some pretty advanced programming. Looks like that Reaper may escape up the cliff, leaving its friends potentially to danger. DominionDog doesn't seem programmed to utilize those grenades, or if it has, I must have missed it. We got more Reapers coming down to try and save their friends. Eris says, no, I can still take this fight, though I think the Teran is fighting okay, but it's still a little bit scary. All these Lings pushing out, Reapers getting surrounded. They're very pricey to replace. Eris has ceased producing Lings, it seems, where it could potentially just go across the map and kill DominionDog. Instead, though, it's just doing what Eris does, which is just macro, shut down the cheese hard, and play a safe macro game behind it. That's exactly what we're seeing as Eris pumps out more and more of these drones, gets up burrow. The Reapers aren't even dealing with the Lings. The Lings have gotten rather snowbally against the Reapers. I mean, we've seen 28 dead Lings, but 12 dead Reapers. That is a huge amount. A bot that is programmed doesn't seem to have the human skill when it comes to picking engagements with those Reapers just yet. Well, when it comes to this programming, I mean, it's still very good programming, just Lings, mass Lings versus mass Reapers. The Lings tend to win, unless you have used like a cliff or place the grenades absolutely perfectly. DominionDog does get another SCV building that command center on location, as that one was killed. We've also got a fourth on the way, so DominionDog trying to out-macro Eris, just out-macro the macro bot. More and more Reapers are being produced. DominionDog has yet to transition out of these. We do have a factory on the way. Eris is doing a great job with these Lings it's sending to these bases, though. It cancels this base once more, and SCV's coming on down. It's going to get intercepted by some Lings. The Reapers are chasing those Lings all over the place, but we see Eris just running more and more Lings across the map, so it's actually quite the epic delay we've seen by DominionDog so far. And SCV wants to build a command center there, but there's a Ling, so it's just like, nope, can't do it. I want to try, but I can't. Now more Reapers are coming on in. Eris does turn the Lings around when it knows it can't win an engagement. That's some good math there. Really incredible math by the bot authors to be like, oh yeah, sometimes engage, sometimes don't. There's a lot of programming approaches when it comes to doing that, but it is not too easy to program, I imagine. Lings are coming on in once again, trying to cancel or delay this fourth base. They may get a cancel this time. The Reapers are not in position to help out with this. They're busy chasing Reapers on this side of the map, so looks like that base may be canceled. Only 3 Lings are working on it. Reapers are coming on in, but yeah, the mining's just been really messed with. Eris does actually turn and fight with the Lings. That was a bit of a rough choice, I think, because the Reapers do kite excellently from DominionDog. The third base was it killed or canceled? Canceled by DominionDog. And so while this Teran bot has been trying to macro up and get a strong economy going, Eris has been delaying it incredibly well just by low-cost Ling pokes. All the while on the other side of the map, Eris is pumping out these drones. We see 1-1 on the way, getting Hydras out now. DominionDog wanted to get up a 4th base so badly. It even was trying to get up a 5th at some point, but that was denied. And so DominionDog is going to be playing this late game style. It said late game Ghost, which I'm sure has some people flaming in the comments down below, because I know Ghosts are a little bit scary in the late game. And so we do have DominionDog, though, going to try and play that late game style. We'll see how well it can do against Eris. It is going to be facing a large push potentially in the future, though, because once Eris hits 200 supply, it's going to start attacking and probably not stop. The build-up from DominionDog has really been delayed, which is definitely scary. I mean, one Ghost is dealing with an Overseer. There's a Changeling that does get taken out. So Overseer doesn't quite die. Oh, 2 Ghosts actually snipe it. That's definitely overkill. DominionDog still stuck on 3 bases. It's getting out a Raven. This may free up that 4th base location. We've seen in our previous video, DominionDog was pretty good at taking care of that creep. The Teran is also pressing out on the creep now, which seems a little bit early. It's all going to depend how well it takes this engagement, though, how well the kiting is, how well the snipes are. Looks like some snipes are being utilized on the Overlord, which you may go, was that really necessary? But honestly, I'm okay with the programming approach because it's better to use something and at least get some value out of it, like snipe, as opposed to just never using it and then having it get nothing done. We see one of those Ghosts go down, a couple of snipes got off, but so far there's still no 4th base going up for DominionDog. Ling's hanging out up top there. Looks like Raven will come in to clean up that base, so we may finally see that get up for DominionDog. Eris, though, making Infestors 2-2 on the way. Lings are coming on out. The Ghosts are going to be getting produced en masse by DominionDog, though 3 at a time. So that number is rapidly rising. This is a high number of ghosts by most Teran standards at this point in the game. Of course, it is that bot economy, a little bit stronger than a regular player's economy because of the speed mining. We got to see DominionDog be careful here, since snipes are going down on some Zerg units, though. And being flip-floppy will get Eris punished hard. The Raven usage is great, preventing those units from burrowing and getting away. In comes DominionDog once again. It does seem a little ambitious to attack him like this. Ghosts are getting surrounded and killed. And yeah, DominionDog got snipes off, caught as much value out of those ghosts as it could, but it will lose them going for an attack like this. And so that's a little scary for DominionDog, seeing as how Eris is just about maxed out and is going to be able to turn this around and start being the aggressive one. I think that 4th base is being established, and it may get up. A couple of turrets getting tossed down, but I don't know if it's going to be a planetary. I hope it's a planetary for DominionDog's sake, but I don't think DominionDog builds planetary fortresses. It's much too cool to do that. It wants that mule money, and so we'll see if this is going to be an orbital or a PF. Like a Hellion coming in to deal with those pesky Lings that Eris is always running on in. DominionDog is still just macroing on up. It will turn that base into an orbital command. Some roaches that Eris sent in are getting dealt with, not really getting too much damage done. It is a 4-base Teran, but man oh man, look at that Zerg production tab. Eris is doing just Eris things, building pretty much everything it can on the production tab. Well, at least all the upgrades anyway. 3-2 on the way, Adrenal Glands, Tunneling Claws, everything that makes the Zerg happy. And now all of a sudden DominionDog has got to be ready for Eris to come in for this attack. It may actually kind of head this off a little bit. We'll see. How well can DominionDog split? The answer is not very well, because there's a big fungal growth that connects with ghosts. Don't actually go down, and so we are seeing snipes blanket everything. Infestors are tossing out fungal growths all over the place, though, interrupting some of these snipes. DominionDog is taking the best trade that it possibly can. The medivacs are healing up. Eris has got so many infestors out. It has a lot of fungals to use there. Ghosts are sniping banelings. That's kind of cute. DominionDog does hold on for now, but it did lose a lot of resources and a lot of stuff that it can't easily replace. Whereas Eris is just in full-on flood mode. Ling's being produced en masse, running across the map. DominionDog is trying to hold the line. We'll see if it can or not. Keeping an eye on that supply indicator. Snipes are going down. Queens that are off. Reaper in trouble. Oh, those banelings are just rolling after ghosts. I mean, not the most efficient baneling connections, but I think Eris is just happy to kill ghosts. We've got this 4th base potentially going to be in trouble here, as DominionDog is going to be facing some Hellions and Banelings rolling in towards the 4th base. Look at that, the Banelings for Eris, even programmed to go for the SUVs. Meanwhile, DominionDog is just fighting off Lings on at the 3rd base, so the 4th base is probably going to go down during this. And the Teran is just falling in supply. 1 SCV is repairing, but that is not enough. The rest were being way too lazy. A snipe hits that Hydralisk. We see DominionDog trying to trade out as well as it can, but I think Eris just did not take enough damage in the early game, and so it was just able to do what Eris does best, and that is flood all over the place and just overwhelm its opponent. I mean, another minute or so, and DominionDog may have been able to hold on. That's the thing that makes Eris so scary, is that it seems to just be so well put together that it is able to win a lot of its games. Even, yeah, if DominionDog had another minute to build up, it might have been able to start taking better trades and never just had the collapse that it did. And boy, oh boy, what a collapse it was. We have seen 23 ghosts go down. Eris playing pretty cost efficient compared to the Teran that's using ghosts. 20k to 20k, not bad by Eris standards. And we are going to see DominionDog just get wiped on out. Definitely a good showing from DominionDog, showing us that it is quite an advanced bot, but I mean, Eris is number 1, so it's not a surprise that Eris was able to take the win. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this one, make sure to go ahead and click that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and you made it all the way to the end of this video. If you do want to support the channel, consider becoming a YouTube member. There's various perks you can check out there. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. DominionDog, it's a slow death, but also Eris just being able to cancel those bases multiple times. So DominionDog would have had way more money, way more stuff had that not happened. And even that small commitment by Eris was enough to just completely disrupt DominionDog, kind of put it in a checkmate position. DominionDog lifting off of buildings, flying away, as Terans do. That's actually good that it's got such redundancy to try and land that, but that dies. There is one factory left. Eris will have to make a Corruptor or a Muta, it seems, to win this game. DominionDog really making Eris work for it. This is one of the things, as a programmer, it's one of the base things you add to your bot, is dealing with the odd building floating out there. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for tuning in.